Dear students, welcome all. Today we shall discuss discrete time signals. So as we already know, a digital signal which is discrete in time will be a function of an integer n, that is x of n, and discrete time signals is not defined for non-integer values. Please note that it is not defined for non-integer values, correct? It is defined only for integer values. It means that the value is 0 for all values of n between two consecutive integers. For instance, we know the value of x of n at n is equal to 2 as well as n is equal to 3. However, we don't know what the value of the signal is at say 2.1 or 2.7 or 2.5 or any other point in between 2 and 3, correct? So x of n എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് is a function of an integer n ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ നോൺ ഇൻറ്റിജർ വാല്യൂസ് ഓഫ് n കൊടുത്താൽ അതെന്താണെന്ന് നമുക്കറിയില്ല. The function is not defined. We don't know what the value of the function is in between two numbers. Hope you understood the idea. Now, the major part of discussion of this video is about the representation of discrete time signals. So there are many ways to represent a discrete time signal. First one is graphical representation. So that is very simple and most efficient way of representing a signal. The idea is this: we'll have values of n represented on the x-axis and the signal values are represented along the y-axis, and you know that we'll have the function defined only at integer values, say -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. We don't know the value of the function in between any two consecutive numbers. Now let the function is this much, the value of the function is this much at n is equal to -4, say some 0.9, and at 3 it will be something like -0.8. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഇങ്ങനെയാണ് ഇതിനെ പ്ലോട്ട് ചെയ്യുക. So this way we represent the signal values. Okay, at n is equal to 0 it is 2, correct, and at 1 it is some 1.7, and at 2 it is 1, like that. Okay, so on and so forth. So this is the way we represent a signal graphically. അപ്പോൾ എല്ലാ n valuesലും signal എത്രയുണ്ടെന്ന് നോക്കുക, and usually we use stems like this. Okay, ഇങ്ങനെയാണ് ഇത് represent ചെയ്യാറ്. Next one is functional representation. So we represent the function, the signal as a mathematical function. For example, x of n is equal to 1 for n is equal to 1 and 3, and is equal to 4 for n is equal to 2, and is equal to 0 for all other values of n. Fine. This is one way to represent a particular function. Okay, right. Now, another way of representing the signal is tabular representation. So we will have a table something like this. For every n values we will have the values of the signal. So this is one typical example. And another one is sequence representation. You can represent the signal as a sequence. For instance, if you are considering an infinite duration signal, infinite duration signal means its duration is infinite. That means the signal is defined from -infinity to +infinity. Okay. We may represent something like this: x of n is equal to, നമുക്കറിയില്ല, -infinity വരെയുള്ള values, it's not possible to write it, something like this, and these are some values, and after this, അപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ ഏതാണ് n equal to 0? That's another question. ഏതാണ് n equal to 0? ഇല്ല, ഏതാണ് n value എന്ന് നമുക്കറിയില്ല, അല്ലേ? When we represent signals like a sequence like this, you don't know what value of n is corresponding to each and every value of the signal. Or alternatively, what is the value of n corresponding to this 4? We don't know. So the idea is this: we will have an arrow mark just below the value of the signal at n is equal to 0. So this represents the time origin. Fine. അപ്പോൾ n equal to 0 എന്നുള്ളത് ഇൻഡിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഇങ്ങനെയാണ്. ഏതാണോ n equal to 0 ലെ sample value സിഗ്നലിൻ്റെ വാല്യൂ അതിന് തൊട്ട് താഴെ നമ്മളൊരു ആരോ മാർക്ക് ഇടും. ഫൈൻ. Now this signal is infinite duration signal and we'll consider a special case in which the value of the signal is 0 for every negative integers. അപ്പോൾ n 0-നേക്കാൾ താഴെ ആയിരിക്കുമ്പോഴെല്ലാം സിഗ്നൽ 0 ആണെങ്കിൽ we usually represent such signals in the sequence representation like this 0 1 4 1 0. Usually the leftmost point this one will be the time origin, but it is not compulsory to have an arrow mark. If there is no arrow mark, it is implied that the first or leftmost point is in the sequence is the time origin. അങ്ങനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ usually consider ചെയ്യാറ്. Alright, so this is all about infinite duration signal when we represent such signals as a sequence. Now how will you represent such a signal if it is finite duration? A finite duration signal can be represented something like this. Okay, as we considered infinite duration signal, here also we will have the time origin represented with an arrowhead. Okay, and as a special case, if the signal values are 0 for n less than 0, something like this, you can represent the sequence x of n is equal to 0 1 4 1 etc. Okay, and here also we may have an arrow mark, but it's not compulsory to have the arrow mark. If there is no arrow mark, it is implied that time origin is the leftmost point. Fine. Thank you. അടുത്ത വീഡിയോയിൽ നമ്മൾ discrete time signalsന്റെ different types of signals പരിചയപ്പെടും. Some commonly used signals പരിചയപ്പെടും. Thank you.